Hey guys, how's it going and welcome to another video. So today I thought I'd just sit down and talk to you guys about supplements because I do get asked a lot what supplements I take and what supplements I would recommend. So here's how we're going to do things in this video. First, I'm going to list out everything that I'm currently taking and then what I would recommend to you depending on what your goals are, what your style of training is, things like that. So let's just get straight into it. First, I take protein powder if you consider that a supplement. But yes, I do supplement my diet with protein powder. I am vegan, so for me, consuming protein powder does help me hit my protein target, although I've never found it hard to hit my protein target, and as a vegan, you can very well do so without using protein powder. You can make seitan. I do have a video where I show you guys the recipe on how to make seitan at home. You can have things like tempeh, tofu, beans, lentils, things like that, but I do like having protein powder because it is a sweet source of protein, and I do have a massive sweet tooth, so I like adding it to my oats, to my yogurt, things like that. I can even make a protein mousse. What I do is I just take my protein powder, some xanthan gum, some stevia, and then a bit of cold water, and I just whip it up and it makes a really good protein mousse. So yeah, protein powder I would highly recommend. Don't overdo it, obviously. Like, you don't want all your protein to be coming from protein powder. You want like 90% of it to be coming from whole foods, and then supplement your diet with protein. That's why it's called a supplement, because it's on top of your diet. But yeah, protein powder. Now, when to take protein powder, it doesn't really matter that much. It's like a myth that you need a protein shake after your workout. You really don't. It is convenient though. That's where the myth kind of started out. It's like really convenient to just, shake your bottle with either milk or like water, scoop of protein, super easy. But I like having it in my oats or like by itself. So it really is up to you how you like to have your protein powder. Now, the next supplement that I'm taking is creatine. Creatine is the most well-researched supplement out there, and it is the only one that has like a very clear, proven benefits. So basically what creatine is, our bodies do produce creatine on their own, but our stores are never completely saturated, and the only external sources of creatine are like raw meat and stuff, and basically there isn't a way to eat enough food to saturate your creatine stores, which is why it's very important to supplement with creatine. Why? Well, basically when we lift weights, we're using the ATP system of energy. So basically your body taps into those creatine stores to produce ATP for you to really exert those short bouts of energy when you're lifting weights. So by saturating your creatine stores, that actually enhances your endurance and your strength and just your overall performance in the gym. So creatine does not need to be cycled. A lot of people are like, oh, you need to cycle on and off. You don't really have to, because your body does not adapt a tolerance to creatine. It's just you need to keep taking it to make sure your creatine stores are saturated in your body. So with creatine, don't just buy like something that's super expensive or like from a really fancy brand, because creatine in its like purest form, creatine monohydrate, is just the best creatine to take, and it is dirt cheap as well, which is amazing. So literally just you can get it from anywhere, and you can get it flavored or unflavored. I like having it flavored in my water while I train. It's just something I do. I have it like in my shaker bottle while I train. So yeah, and basically you don't have to load it either. I mean, you can load it during a week to reap the results earlier. So what you would do is take like 25 grams of creatine per day for like 5 to 7 days, and then your stores would be saturated, and then after that you go down into a maintenance phase of 3 to 5 grams of creatine per day. I would recommend avoiding this loading phase. There's no rush, because yeah, maybe you'll notice the benefits of it later, but then like either way the benefits are forever if you keep taking creatine. So the reason why I would avoid creatine loading is because creatine does draw water into your muscles, and it can make your body a bit bloated and retain a bit more water. It doesn't look like bad water retention, but if you load it, your body can react in a way that it gets bloated, if that makes sense, because it's not used to those like high doses of creatine being consumed all at once. So I would recommend just not loading it, taking the 3 to 5 grams per day, and in about 3 to 4 weeks your stores should be saturated. Now, it is important to note that about 15 to 20% of people are called creatine non-responders, that creatine doesn't really do anything for them because their creatine stores are already pretty saturated. It's just some people are like that. So yeah, but definitely I recommend taking creatine. I personally started taking it again when gyms opened back up, just because at home I didn't have access to like super heavy weights. I can lift heavier in the gym, and I have machines and stuff. So I was like, let's just take this when I go back to the gym. That way it gives me that little extra like push, and yeah. So creatine is my number 2. So now the next few supplements I'm going to be talking about are all from a brand called HD Muscle that have recently contacted me, and they told me that I can try some of their products products and I really love them and I am not working with them, and I'm going to talk you guys through the supplements that I take from them. So the first one is called Burn HD, and it is a fat burner or a thermogenic supplement. So basically this is amazing to take in the morning. It does suppress your appetite. It does give you that little boost of energy. It has ashwagandha in it as well, and ashwagandha has been proven to reduce stress and help you manage your cortisol, which is super important. And when you have very good cortisol management, it becomes so much easier to drop body fat, which is super important for me because I am chronically stressed. If you guys didn't know, I'm always stressed out and I need to, really just manage my stress, lower my cortisol levels. So Burn HD is amazing. It gives you really good cortisol support. So I take these first thing in the morning or right before doing my cardio as well. And then next we have GlycoHD. This is a glucose disposal agent. Basically what this does is once you are eating a high carb meal and you take these, it takes all the carbohydrates from that meal and drives them directly towards your muscle glycogen stores instead of your fat stores. So it basically enhances your performance in the gym. That way you have fuller muscles, fuller glycogen stores, you have more energy to use when you are training. So it basically enhances your endurance, keeps you feeling a lot more energized for longer during your workout, and so it's basically a way to optimize your performance. I take these once or twice a day with a high carb meal, especially with my pre-workout meal is the most important meal to have a dose of these with. And then the last supplement I have from HD Muscle is Intra HD. This is an intra workout supplement, so you're basically meant to take it during your workout. It has essential amino acids in it, so when your body performs muscle protein synthesis, it does use all the amino acids, but the reason why there are 9 in particular that are called essential amino acids is because our bodies cannot produce them by themselves. You need to supplement with EAAs either from food or from an actual supplement, which is what we have right here. So obviously this is really important to take during your workout because it does help with your recovery between sets, and it also hydrates you and fuels your performance, and the flavor is amazing. I have this in a blueberry mojito and it is actually so good. So yeah, and then those are all the supplements I'm taking right now. And then I would also recommend a pre-workout supplement. HD Muscle are actually restocking their pre-HD in a week's time now. We're first week of August, so coming soon guys. Use my code ALIA for 10% off at checkout if you do decide to go and look at HD Muscle's supplements. So pre-workout, I like having a caffeinated one. I don't know, caffeine works well for me. So you just take that like 20 to 30 minutes before working out, and it just gives you that little extra push you need, especially when it's leg day or if you didn't sleep too much the night before. And yeah, so all in all, those are the supplements I'm taking. Now, in terms of what I would personally recommend, it depends on where you're at in your fitness journey. I think the most essential ones are obviously protein powder and creatine if you're not like super into bodybuilding or if you're just starting out. But then I would highly recommend if you're an endurance athlete or if you are dieting for a bodybuilding competition and your carbs are very low already, you want to make sure you're utilizing those carbs to the best of their ability by taking a GDA with your high carb meals. Pre-workout, if your workouts are feeling really shitty, if you're not getting enough sleep, I would highly recommend just taking pre-workout. Don't overdo it like people you see on social media. I wouldn't take it more than 3 times a week, honestly. And with pre-workout, it is a good idea to cycle on and off it because it does have caffeine in it, so you can develop a tolerance to it as well. And yeah, that is all the supplements that I take. If you have any questions or anything, please do let me know in the comments below and let me know what kinds of videos you'd like to see next. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!